Now, I'm usually pretty chill about these game journalist articles when I give my breakdowns on their opinions, but this one, oh man, I gotta disagree with a lot of crap in here. Alright, buckle up. We're driving this Doomslayer Ferrari straight into the fun zone. 5 best and 5 worst items and upgrades in Doom Eternal. Number 10, best is Crucible. Okay, I can get that. The Crucible is super strong, especially if you're newer to the game and you don't do like no supers or whatever like that. This thing is good. Now, what did they say? Doom Eternal wants players to feel powerful, and nothing delivers this feeling better than the Crucible. Yes, it's a little underwhelming at times because it's an instant kill, a sync animation. I wish that you could like slice and dice normally with it, but hey, we'll take it. It's alright. It's pretty good. The worst, chainsaw fuel. Now, let me explain here before we get too far in why they say it's one of the worst upgrades. They do say it's an invaluable tool that they need to use properly and frequently. Very nice. Now, slicing a demon into 2 gets a lot of ammo and some health. It depends on the health. If you have a lot of health, whatever. One can get up to 3 uses at a time until the player runs out. So yes, it gives you ammo, health, like I said, if you're at lower health, more so. To get 3, you pick up canisters of fuel. 1 is efficient enough, and if they chime their chainsaw usage wisely, picking up fuel becomes unnecessary. It's nice to have extra, but it's not a vital pickup. One rarely feels the need to dash in the middle of the fight unless they're truly in a bind. Yeah, I get them before the fight if I can, like the Tarsnabad double Archvile room, but yeah, it's nice to have 3 chainsaw to delete a pain elemental, a cyber mancubus right instantly like that. But I do have to say, it's not something super critical, but they are nice to have, don't you think? Alright, best is Chrono Strike rune. Yes, I can get behind this. Not everything on this list, but I can get behind this. Chrono is one of the most powerful runes in the game because it slows your time down. You get more time to aim, and what people overlook is more time to think about what is happening. You think about it and you make that decision, say, all right, I'm going to do this now in the battlefield. I'm going to dodge this shot, but let's see what they have to say. They slow down time in midair, lining up shots just like I said against the weak points, but valuable moments to breathe during firefights. It changes up the flow of combat. It's not as fun as without it, but hey, if it's going to mean you survive an Ultra Nightmare or whatever, use it. It's a tool in the Slayer's arsenal. Use it. Yeah, so like I said, the Maker drones too, and the Blood Makers, great usage of it. This is going to get some people upset. They said worst is Savagery rune, but why? Well, they said it speeds up glory kills to a breakneck pace. People like that. You can go right back into the action, getting some health. Now, it says while it helps, the advantage of getting out of a glory kill before surrounding enemies move in is minuscule. Now, I know in 2016, enemies would not initiate new attacks when you entered that glory kill, so if you timed it right, you could take invulnerability against their fire. Seems like Doom Eternal they move, and especially in modded content like the modded Horde modes, if you get crammed up in a glory kill, it's risky. You got to time your glory kills right, and to get in and out of them is actually beneficial. That's the thing that the article is overlooking. Maybe it's where it's an old article, I don't know, but the whole thing is doing that is crucial, but you do get less invulnerability frames, so you do have to make a trade-off there. Best, Ice Bomb. I get it. That's definitely a true one because, well, let's see what they say first. Some enemies zip around the map like they're rushing toward a Target Black Friday sale. Yeah, okay, so for the hasty demons, Ice Bomb's a perfect counter. I agree. Against Whiplash, it's also very nice. They say against heavier demons with more health like the Mancubus, that 25% bonus is so good, keeping them frozen, getting health from it. That's an overlooked upgrade, I think. So I do have to say with this bottom half of the list, I can see where they're going with most of this, and I don't want to disagree too much. But you know what? Let's get to the top half here. Number 5 worst, Overdrive. I mean, if you're going to compare it to Berserk, if you're going to compare it to Onslaught, aka Quad, it's probably the least used of the 3. I do miss how it gave the Unmaker infinite ammo, so the Unmaker could have actual good use for once. Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't hate me. All right, let's see what they have to say. It's the yellow power-up found in the field. I first found it in Cultist Base in that final arena, and it gives you increased movement and unlimited ammo. One should not miss it. That is correct, but it's the weakest of the 3 lying around. Onslaught gives you quad damage, whatever, if that is so. Berserk is one-hit melee kills. While you won't turn it away, you wish a different one had shown up instead. I mean, it's nice to just, the beauty of this is lock on, just in and out, left and right, just tearing things up. But you have to be careful not to put yourself in a dangerous situation, focusing in so much on that overdrive, get the damage, go, 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 that you end up sacrificing your movement and dying. Oh. All right, number 4, best, extra life. Okay, I can get that. Let's see what they say. Harkens back to an era when checkpoints were rare or non-existent, and they stack up, let you pick up right where you leave off. Beautiful. Yeah, because I think here's the thing. They are the best, but if you're training for Ultra Nightmare, I actually recommend that you don't pick them up because they give you this safety net, this false sense of security that you can die and come back. Or even if it doesn't, it lets you pick up in an arena mid-battle, which is not what you're going to be able to do in Ultra Nightmare. So extra lives are actually the worst if you're training for Ultra Nightmare because you need to count your deaths up on regular Nightmare with saving throw included, and do it that way. Otherwise, I can see where they're the best. That's fine. The worst, this is where we start getting a little nasty. They say frag grenade. If you compare it only to Ice Bomb, which is maybe what they're doing considering they grouped the 3 power-ups together and now the frag and the ice, so maybe they're not saying it's the worst as in it's crappy, but it is the worst of the two. So let's see what they have to say first. Now, it says you get a resource in return. The Flame Belch spews out armor, Glory Kills give health, Chainsaws ammo. The Frag Grenade offers nothing of the sort. It's simply an explosion damaging enemies in a small radius. It is comforting to know that it's there to get out of a jam, but one will more likely stick to the Ice Bomb most of the time. At least it's not dependent on ammo and is based on the charge. I want to rewind it back to this one. The Frag Grenade offers nothing of the sort. It is simply an explosion damaging enemies in a small radius. What about when you upgrade it? The cluster bombs that come out and do whatever the cluster bombs. And then what about the falters? Falters, that's what I'm looking for. They are so helpful in advanced play that we've seen nowadays. You can throw them into your combos. You get the cluster bombs that splash out against nearby enemies. You get 2 of them in a charge. While the Ice Bomb is great, the Frag Grenade is better than they're making it out to be. All right, number 2, the best air control rune. All right, this is where we are going to be on the same page here. I got to give it to them, but let's see why they say that. The Doomslayer spends much of his time jumping. Yes, especially in higher difficulties. With this in mind, one desires as much control as possible while soaring through the air. Okay, well, the air control rune lets players control the protagonist just as easily in midair as they do on the ground. It's not only useful in combat because of the platforming sections, it makes those little bits easier as well, especially in Urdak. I agree. Air control is the best rune. If I only had one rune in the game, it would be air control. In fact, I think it should be default movement. Maybe not in battle mode because of the latency and having hit a Slayer with air control in battle mode with non-hit scan stuff. Yeah, okay, that would be a little tricky. All right, number 1. This one hurts. You ready for it? The worst. Dazed and Confused rune. Oh, bad take. Let's see what they say and let's see why they're wrong. Once an enemy is staggered, they have limited time to perform a glory kill. However, one has plenty of time between when they're staggered and when they regain composure, but using a rune to extend this period is unnecessary. Some of the bigger enemies have shorter stagger times, but even then the player should not have trouble going in for them when they start flashing blue. No, okay. I didn't used to use Dazed. I used to use Equipment Fiend in its place. I run Air Control, Dazed and Confused, Blood Fueled. If you do, let me know in the comments. And then Break Blast. The thing is, they do have a good stagger time, but if you have a Cacodemon and you lob a frag in his mouth, you now have, with Dazed and Confused, a meat hook node to go around the arena in and come back. I mean, you should probably kill a Caco, but the point is, though, having the enemy stay staggered out on the field for a longer amount of time is so nice to be able to have that freedom to move around and know that you can come back to them later and not jump right back in and, oh, they're unstaggered because you took like 2.5 seconds away from them. So no, hard disagree. Dazed and Confused is great. It's also great for the gladiator fight because you can stagger the gladiator and go chainsaw a zombie and not have to worry as much about the gladiator coming back out of his stagger. Because that's a hard thing to do in the gladiator fight is to get the ammo and then use your chain gun shield to get out of that. Hard disagree. I could go on a rant about that, but I know that things have changed, but they're wrong here. Check out my next article here where game journalists rank the darkest, most disturbing moments in Doom. It's interesting. You'll like it. I'm Allstin. Subscribe to the channel for more, and thank you for watching.